Seth is 17. I call him our curly-haired wonder. He speaks Italian, plays piano, and sings. He loves business, competition, basketball, hip-hop, and his family deeply, especially me. He is a team leader and a team player. He'll take the shot or pass the ball, whatever is best for the team. That's Seth. He's a strategist. He wanted to learn how to play chess when he was 3. Rock and our friend Nigel taught Seth. But Nigel wouldn't let Seth win, and Seth would cry. Nigel said one day he will win and he will be proud of himself. I knew his day was coming. When one day I sat down with him and it took me 45 minutes to beat him, and Seth cried, and I said, "It took me 45 minutes to beat you, and you're 5. Seth is smart, and he's wise like a judge. He's fair, observant, able to say hard things, true things, with surgical clarity. He has wanted to be an adult since he was little, and he told me when he was 5 that he was going to be more than a millionaire. Yes, he said he was going to sell money for money, but I wouldn't have to buy money from him. He would just give it to me because I'm his mom. Good thing. Seth has always cared about words. He took my phone one day and he wrote this. "Hi, it's Seth. I just want to say the words are very powerful and what you say may come true, so say something good." He was 8. It is my honor and privilege as his mom to introduce my son Seth and release and unleash his wisdom and strength on you today. Welcome, Seth. I'll take my bag.
Now, imagine we have a dude named Todd. Now, Todd, although, as you can see, I'm the best artist in the world, I've neglected to give him a neck, and I've given him some very dangerously skinny ankles. But despite these facts, he is a personal fitness trainer. All right? Todd helps others achieve their fitness goals. And as a fitness trainer, it is really important for Todd to stay in good shape himself. Now, Todd has a bad habit. When he comes home from work on the weekends, he dives into a box of delicious, double-stuffed, white chocolate-dipped holiday edition Oreo cookies. And it starts at 1 to 2, but it ends at about 23. Now, Todd is in conflict because here he is, a fitness guru, Monday through Friday, telling his clients to eat healthy, but on the weekends, he's breaking all of his own rules. So he decides to change his life and stop this cookie-munching trend. Now, but here comes the next weekend, and before he even realizes what he's doing, his hand is already reaching into a box of cookies, and he's already downed 7 to 8 of them. And he starts feeling what has scientifically been labeled as double-stuffed, white chocolate-dipped, holiday edition regret. Now, he says to himself, "I am so irresponsible. I always do this. I can't control myself." In this state of guilt and hopelessness, he covers it up by doing the same thing that made him feel bad to begin with, eating more cookies. Now, this is a downward spiral because it doesn't seem like he can stop because every time he comes home on the weekend, he's into another box of cookies. It's fair to say he has a very strong mindset of doing this and a not-so-great habit to go with it. Now, how can he break this cycle of negative self-talk and unconscious repetition of this habit? Well, studying the mind has fascinated me since I was 11 years old and even earlier. And for 6 years, I have been studying great minds like Tim Ferriss, Jocko Willink, David Goggins, Napoleon Hill, and many other great minds, and have been steadily applying the lessons that I've learned to my life. But as I've been researching the works of these greats, I stumbled upon a tool that has been the most beneficial tool that I have ever found in my life and could explain the success of every person that I've listened to so far. It has been used by Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, Andrew Carnegie, and many other iconic figures to create the reality that they wished for. It has been the most impactful tool in my life by far. This tool is called positive affirmation. Now, what is an affirmation? An affirmation is simply a thought that is declared to be true, whether it is true or not. For example, every time Todd comes home from work and continues doing this bad habit of eating these cookies, he starts affirming himself, but in a negative way, saying to himself, I am so irresponsible and I can't control myself. Now, let me ask you this. How is anyone going to be able to stop eating cookies if they truly believe that they're just an irresponsible person that can't control themselves? It's not going to happen. So whether you notice it or not, all of us affirm things about ourselves in our lives, whether it's out loud or just in our head. And this isn't that great, especially when we don't use it in the right way. But what would happen if we started using positive affirmations and repeating them daily and controlling the thoughts that we have in our minds to become positive? What if Todd replaced the negative affirmation saying, I can't control myself, by repeating the positive affirmation saying, I can control myself? What results has this use of positive affirmations been proven to create? Now, positive affirmations are not simply a tool or a motivational slogan that is repeated or a phrase that is repeated. They are a tool that creates new neural pathways in our brain. Now, what is a neural pathway? Well, our brain is very similar to a field of thick reeds. Imagine you had to walk through this field 60,000 times, which is the approximate amount of thoughts that we have per day. Eventually, if you walk through this field enough, you would have a clear and well-defined path that you would walk down, and you wouldn't have to think or worry about where you were going. Now, this is what our brains are like. This is how our brains use neural pathways, by creating strong and clear paths of action to take when we face any situation. Now, the brain has evolved to be efficient and to not need to think. We don't want to be thinking when a 500-pound bear is chasing us like we're a delicious, juicy snack. We want to be acting, and more specifically, running. And the brain remembers this. Now, while this is great for when we're trying to stay safe from predators, it is not so helpful when our hands are automatically reaching into bags of cookies. So, this is where affirmations come from. Affirmations are effectively the conscious creation of a new path, a new way of thinking or acting. And studies have shown that affirmations, when used correctly, can change the neural pathing altogether. So, this can shift your life and change your habits. Now, you might be thinking, Seth, that is crazy. No way you can change your entire life just by shifting the words that you say to yourself. And I know it sounds crazy, but the truth is, we lie to ourselves like this all the time and genuinely believe these lies. Now, what is proof of this? Well, don't you know when we say stuff like, I don't have time, when truthfully, we might have that extra time. Or when we say, I could never do that, when truthfully, we could do it, but maybe we've never tried. Or, my favorite, this is just who I am, when we could change ourselves. Now, we believe these lies, but why do we only have to believe things that negatively affect us? Why can't we take advantage of this and say things that can positively affect our lives for the better? Napoleon Hill said that if a man repeats a lie over and over, he will eventually accept and believe this lie as truth. Now, the truth in this statement gives us unlimited possibilities when it comes to changing our lives and elevating it. And we can choose to make the unconscious decision and allow our lives to spiral down potentially spiral down and trapping us and painting ourselves into a corner with our words that would create our beliefs. Or we can use them and control them and spiral it up to unlimited possibilities. So, coming back to our good friend, Todd the fitness trainer, we can see how it affects his life. On the weekend, after Todd has came home and eaten his daily dose of cookies, he does exactly what I'm telling you about positive affirmations, just in the negative. Saying stuff like, I'm so irresponsible. I always do this. I can't control myself. Fortifying this negative perspective of himself. What changes? Absolutely nothing. He's being the person that he says he is. He believes his own lies. Now, let's look at the same situation, but flipped. Instead of affirming this negative perspective of himself, he affirms a positive view of himself, saying stuff like, I'm responsible. I break bad habits instantly. I control all the actions that I do in my life. Now, by repeating these affirmations without much belief at first, because it takes a while to get through those mental reads, he eventually starts to believe and accept these affirmations as truth. Now, with this new way of perceiving himself, when that weekend comes around and he notices himself reaching for those cookies, he can say to himself, I am a responsible person that breaks bad habits instantly. I control all the actions that I do in my life. I'm not eating these cookies. And he puts them down. Now, we all speak affirmations in our lives, whether we know it or not, one way or another. But positive affirmations help us control whether our thoughts and words that we use to describe ourselves and beliefs about ourselves spiral us down into the depths of who knows where, or up into unlimited possibilities. Now, in life, one of the only things that we can truly control is our mind. We can't control other people. We can't control the weather. We can't control whether the stock market goes up or down. And we can't control whether the store is out of cookies. But by using affirmations, our mind is the number one tool in our lives. And by using affirmations, this is a great way to grasp control of that number one asset in your life. Now, affirmations are extremely powerful and influential. But how do we make one? Now, I would like to invite you along with me in making some affirmations that you can start applying today. Now, if you could grab your pen and pad, we could start making some awesome affirmations. So, by identifying the beliefs and things that you want to change, you can now start on your next path and your journey to making your life better. Even better than it already is. And before we do this, there are two rules of the road when it comes to affirmations. The first is you want it to be in the present tense, meaning you want to say it as if you already have it. Do you know those people in life where they just seem like they're powerhouses? They are the great person that they believe they are. They're just this incredible being. This is because they believe that they are. So this is why it's extremely important to say that we already have the things that we want, because then we can start to believe it. And of course, if we believe it and we're just that person, of course it's going to translate into results in our life. So instead of saying something like, I will be confident, you want to say, I am confident. This is the first thing. And secondly, you want it to be positive. We don't want to be saying, oh, I'm not a bad basketball player. You want to say, I'm a good basketball player. I'm a good basketball player. I'm an incredible basketball player. You want it to be in the positive. So these are the two rules of the road, and you're going to be able to see them in the top right as I go to the next slide. So now that we've got the rule of thumb down, the rules of the road, let's start by writing down 3 lists. Number 1, what do you want to be? Examples could be, I am peaceful, I am happy, I am free, I am wise, I am love, I am present, I am joyful, I am thoughtful, I am kind, and I am creative. Now, these are qualities and things that you want to embody. So for each of these, we're going to be writing down 2. So if your 2 are, for this section, are I am love, I am light, those can be your 2. We only need 1 to 2 to start seeing great results in our lives. So you can go ahead and write down those 2 now. All the above. That works too. That works too. So now the second thing, if you guys are ready. What do you want to do? Now, examples of this, all of us want to do things after we retire or when we grow up or whatever it is. For me, is I want to grow up. For some people, it might be when the kids grow up, right? Examples of this are I travel the world. I make a difference in the world. I leave a legacy of love. I experience new adventures. I bring healing to myself and to others. I bring light everywhere I go. These are actions. You can pick the ones that are up there, or you can create a more personalized one for yourself of things that you want to have, or you want to do, sorry. Okay, so the third thing is, what do you want to have? Now, examples are, I have people that love me and are loved by me. I have infinite energy for everything that matters to me. I have abundance flowing to me and through me. I have everything that I need and more than enough. I have a life that is filled with meaning, purpose, and joy. I have friends who are always there for me. I have love and acceptance everywhere I go. I have unlimited opportunities. I have the power to change my life. These are the things that you want to have. Now, there are some great ones up there. I love what I just said. I'm going to use those. So you can use those up there, or you can write a more personalized one for yourself. These are things that you want to have. All right. So on your paper, you have affirmations. And these affirmations are a tool, and a tool that has made many people rich, successful, and fulfilled, as can be seen by the results of people that have used it. But just like a screwdriver in your toolbox, just like an oven in your kitchen, just like a car in your driveway, it is not useful to you if you don't use it. So I want to challenge you. You have these affirmations. You know what you want. I want to challenge you to say your most important affirmations from each list 5 times in the morning and 5 times before you go to bed. Now, what will the results be? This is up to you. I have given you a tool that is basically like a playground that spirals up to the moon and even further. And you can play in this playground and get the results of going up super high in your life. Now, the results are up to you. If you are willing to shift your words, to shift your life, the possibilities are truly endless. Now, I want to end our session together with a poem from Walter D. Wendell. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find Success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I want to love myself without needing someone else to show it to me. Now I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can't eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, as it comes from someone else, but I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. I want to be someone who's not swayed by opinions, and be me authentically without the apologies. I want my heart to soar without being insecure, and point out what's wrong with me, sometimes subconsciously. Yeah, I could be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can't eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, as it comes from someone else, but I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. Oh, when I say it to myself. I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, 'cause it comes from someone else, but I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. When I say it to myself.